Welcome everyone, I'm your host Bryce Dolan and this is the Top Human Rights Organization Review. And today on the show, we look at an article from Human Rights Watch titled, Trump's Crusade Against Critics. Now we know following his inauguration, President Trump declared a running war with the media. He ranted about journalist coverage of the size of his inaugural crowds and continues to rally against quote-unquote fake news. According to Human Rights Watch, his hostility deepened with his tweet describing the media as the enemy of the American people, his anti-press tirade at the CPAC or the Conservative Political Action Conference, and his warning he would do something about journalists' use of anonymous sources, even though his staff often requires anonymity from journalists they brief. Now, most worrying is recently he excluded a number of outlets whose coverage he disliked from a White House press meeting. Now, take it a step further, he has now sent one of his closest advisors and son-in-law, Jared Kushner, to meet with an executive of Time Warner Cable. Now, for those of you who don't know, all of the media outlets all over the country are only owned by a handful of corporations. Time Warner Cable owns CNN. He sent Kushner to complain and critique CNN's coverage of President Trump, the administration, and the White House. So essentially to bully Time Warner Cable. Now, according to Human Rights Watch, on the campaign trail, Trump threatened to block a major deal by the company, raising questions about whether the administration might use this to pressure Time Warner to back off on CNN's critical coverage. Now, Trump has said his criticism of the media is protected by the First Amendment to the US Constitution. But there is a difference between protected speech and threats, intimidation, retaliation, and smear campaigns backed up by the power of the presidency. And in human rights terms, while government leaders have a right to free expression, they also have a duty to protect it, including for critical media to secure the public's right to information. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first step to an authoritarian regime or dictatorship. The person in power turns the people against the media and makes the media out to be the enemy. Now, according to Human Rights Watch, they say themselves, demagogues in other countries regularly use such tactics to silence critics and restrict the media's ability to inform the public. Too often, they have paved the road to even greater assaults on rights and democracy. Ultimately, the country as a whole, regardless of party affiliation, will lose if it continues. So, ladies and gentlemen, Human Rights Watch reports that there are a number of other people in power in other countries who have used these same tactics to get in power and remain in power because it keeps the people uninformed. And we cannot allow this to continue to happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you get anything out of this video, please know that the news you are watching is not fake news. And if President Trump is your only source, try to find some more reliable ones that have actual reporters, journalists, people who actually go and investigate before they just spout something off or write something on Twitter or publish an article. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go read this article yourself, you can find it by clicking on the link I've provided for you below in the description. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and give our Facebook pages a like and follow us on Twitter. But thank you for watching the Top Human Rights Organization Review. I was your host, Bryce Dolan.